Welcome to Tehachapi, the City of Tehachapi's podcast, where we share conversations with local leaders, business owners, and community members. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn something new and discover ways to get involved in our community.
Hello and welcome back to Tehachapi. Maya Acosta, joined today by Key Budge. Key, how's it going?
Good, Maya. How are you?
Good. We have a full house today, so not only do we have you, Key, we've got our new staff member, Bailey, joining, watching how this is all going down.
Bailey's waving to everybody right now.
Yeah, cue the waves. And of course, in the studio today, we have members of Make Our Tehachapi and the Tehachapi Valley Arts Association, Jeanette, Pauer, Gale Caldwell, and Rachel Axedahl.
Axedahl, that's right.
Okay, perfect. And we're talking about Chalk on the Walk and all of the other great events that are coming up through TVAA and our arts community here locally. So thank you three for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so Chalk on the Walk, it's August 9th. This is, how many years has Chalk on the Walk been going?
This is the 25th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years of great chalk art on the streets of Tehachapi. So for folks who don't know, what exactly is Chalk on the Walk?
It's a chance for family and friends to come out and draw art on the sidewalks of downtown Tehachapi.
And this is for artists of all levels, right? You don't have to be, a professional artist. You can just draw stick figures if you wanted out there.
Absolutely. All ages and all talent levels.
Great. So talk about years past. Are there any pieces of, I'm sure, I don't even know how many, you've probably seen hundreds of sidewalk squares that are impressive, right? Are there any that have stuck out to you as, maybe from the artistic skill or just like the creativity?
Yes. 2 years ago, Saya Novinger, she did a Native American piece that was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. And there was another one of a big koi goldfish in a pond, and it was just super realistic.
Very cool.
I think that's what I love when I see the photos and the photos of the past years is, some are just the basic, the kids, they're having fun and they're expressing themselves. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great way for them to express freely. And then you have those that are at that next level, the artists that get to express in a way. There's so many different ways you artists express yourselves. But here on the sidewalk, it's such a rough canvas, right? it's a rough thing. You're down on your knees and you're making something come to life. And it's just amazing to see the different colors, the depth. I've seen those pieces where it looks like you're stepping into a hole or you're stepping into a lake or something like that. And it's so real. I'm sure that's what the community kind of connects with is the different levels of kids having fun to that next level of creation.
Yeah, it's amazing the 3D effects that people can make and the shadows and just how they make the art pop out from the sidewalk. It's really neat.
It's super cool to see. I know when I moved here several years ago, I was really excited to see that Chalk on the Walk was the thing here. I had a thing back home growing up. I think it was called Chalk ICT or something. But my dad would go and would do this great chalk art. And so we'd spend, the full day out there. And it was so fun watching, not only my dad put together this really cool piece of work, but his friends and, friends of the family. And then the kids had their own section. We can all go out and color whatever. But it's a really great way to bring the whole community together, not only to express themselves and hang out, but the funds that are collected through this event go back to a great cause. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, Chalk on the Walk was started by past President Peggy Cowden, and she had seen a chalk festival, and she thought, there's something that we can do with this here in Tehachapi. And so the idea was born to do it here and to use the funds raised from it to donate art supplies to the local classrooms. Budgets are getting cut everywhere. Teachers are having to pay for the art out of their pockets, and less art was in the classroom. So we started this movement to keep art in the classrooms, and it's been super successful. Every year our program has grown. Over the 25 years, we've donated over $110,000 in art supplies to classrooms, and we have the teachers give us the list of what they want specifically, and then we get that directly into their hands, into their classrooms, and into the little hands.
That's huge. Yeah. That really could make such a big difference on a student and their interest and involvement in art for starting at a young age to into their adulthood. So that's amazing that you guys are able to provide that to our students here. Really, really great stuff.
And doesn't art also, when a child gets exposed to art and takes it on, that their other educational fields expand as well. That they you start to see growth in reading and other aspects of education. So art is important, whether it inspires them or it just activates their brain to learn at a higher level.
Right. There's been studies to show that art activates creative problem solving. And one of the first skills you need in science is the ability to observe the world around you. And that's what art is observing the world around you and processing it and then internalizing and visualizing it. So the skills of observation and creative problem solving are very much a STEM.
And not only this whole event, Chalk on the Walk, it also helps to beautify our downtowns. I mean, Jeanette, you know very well with all of the mural projects about helping to beautify and rejuvenate the art that we have downtown. But it's super cool to see people of all skill level coming and putting their mark on Tehachapi, if you will. So how does the whole contest work? What are sort of the requirements or rules, or how does it all work?
There really aren't any rules.
Okay.
I mean, you come, you sign up, you get your chalk, you go find a square on the sidewalk, and you draw your picture. The only, I guess, rule is we can't have a black background because it stains the sidewalk. And then we have to get it power washed and stuff to get it to clean up because chalk art on the sidewalks is a temporary thing, and the rain and weather washes it away.
It's nice because it sticks around for a couple of days that you get to enjoy it. It starts to slowly fade, and you can see, as it fades, but you can see the just the amount of work that went into it as it slowly kind of fades away. You can go, oh my gosh, the layering, the different things that go into it. So you can look at it the first day, but you want to go back day 2, day 3, and you really kind of see the amount of effort that went in.
It's an excellent point.
So as the co-chair, what does this mean to you, this project? And why are you, what said, I'm going to step up and be the co-chair for Chalk on the Walk?
Well, Chalk on the Walk is my favorite thing that Gallery and Gifts does, or the TVA does for the community. I love it because it's kind of, chalk is to me kind of like this very accessible medium where it doesn't matter if you're a 5-year-old or you're a professional artist, which a couple of years ago we did have a professional artist team come out and do some really amazing work. But Chalk on the Walk, I love it. I want to continue it. I want to support that type of community event where it directly supports art in our community for our students. I think that, it's hard to process the world right now, and I think art is a big part of that, especially for students that maybe don't really get the full effect of what's going on, but they know that something is going on. So just to be able to express that, to find community, to support your community, to find friendship. And, when you're walking around, maybe you didn't participate, but you're walking around seeing what other people are doing. Oh, I can relate to that. I love that. Or, oh, that's Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. So things like that. I just think it's probably the most fun thing that we have going on, in my opinion. So I see how hard Gale works at literally everything that happens in Gallery and Gifts. So I thought, hey, I can take on a little bit of this. I feel passionate about this event, and I really want to help see it through. I want to, support the event.
Gale, what do you think? You hear that? I mean, someone that recognizes the effort that gets put in, and you've inspired her to be a part of it and say, hey, I'm in. Let's go.
It's very flattering. Thank you.
Well, we know TVAA and Gallery and Gifts is always busy. I mean, how many artists do you have in the gallery right now?
Right now we have 36.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there are all sorts of different mediums, whether it be photography or clothing or jewelry. I love the stained glass. There's so many cool things in there. And it's all Tehachapi artist, right?
Yes, that's the charm of our whole entire organization is everybody does something a little bit different. Everybody pitches in to help. We all work days to keep the store open. It's just a whole team effort. And honestly, to have 37 artists all together in one place that all get along great is just an absolute blessing.
That's awesome.
And then you are able to feature an artist every month with First Friday.
Yes.
And I think that's been a really important, something that you guys have done, a long history of doing that. And the community embraces it, and you get to really shine the light on one artist, each and every month. Now, Friday in July is the 4th of July. Are you guys going to do that, or?
Yes, we will be featuring artist Alex Kosich. We will have his reception on Thursday, July 3rd from 4 to 7.
Oh, perfect. So if
During
you're
farmers
you're
market.
attending the farmers market, make sure you go and say, okay, we'll really kind of hit that home. So, Bailey, side note, we got to create a promotion slide for that, for First Friday, first Thursday.
Yes.
This for July.
And Alex is a highly recognized artist in the West Coast for plein air. He's very well known.
His artwork is just amazing. You have to come and see it.
He's a featured artist for the Tehachapi Arts Commission as well.
Outstanding.
That's awesome. And speaking of July 3rd, July 4th is our All-American 4th of July Festival, which TVAA and Gallery and Gifts very graciously organizes the vendor fair for us there at Central Park. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some of the vendors types and items that we might see that people can purchase while at the festival?
Sure. We have 57 booths this year. That's the most we've ever had.
Nice.
We have a lot of, mostly it's local small businesses, handcrafted things. We have like bath and body products. We have 3D printed booths. We have candles. We have tumblers. We have pens. We have clothing. We have freeze-dried treats. I mean, everything under the sun. We have pottery, clothing, purses, lots of different things.
Love it. And this is not the only, you guys have so many vendor events and other ways that you tie in with all of these community events throughout the year. You have your photo contest throughout August, and the Makers Market is also in August, right?
Yes.
Tell me about those events.
Photo contest, we accept submissions from July 18th to July 28th, and all of the categories and information can be found on our website. We have a $200 Best of Show grand prize this year, so that's double what we usually have. So hopefully more photographers will come out and join us for that. It's a lot of fun. We have new categories that are pretty cool, super exciting. We have a Celebrate Tehachapi category, so hopefully we'll get some great Tehachapi photos. We will have our first Friday reception for that on August 1st from 4 to 7, and that's when all the awards will be hung and people can come in and see.
Very nice. And then the Makers Market. Is that Mountain Fest weekend?
Yes.
That happens?
August 16th and 17th.
And that's a bunch of vendors out at Railroad Park,
Yes,
correct?
all local handcraft businesses. A lot of our members from the gallery will have specialized booths there. We have some food vendors that are coming out. We have Kearney Kettle Corn. They're a longtime staple of our group. And then we have a couple of bakers that are going to be coming with one is going to like specialize in desserts and sweet treats, and then the other one is going to specialize in sourdough breads and scones and yummy things like that.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed, Railroad Park has kind of got a facelift this year.
Yes.
So a lot of things. We took out a couple of big trees that were getting a little old, dangerous. Arborists told us we should remove them. We've got new sod, but we moved the picnic tables.
I
So we
noticed that.
moved them back into the shade pattern of the new trees, but also to give you more room for your footprint for the Makers Market. So kind of that was one of the side benefits when we looked at that and said, this makes more sense if we move the two concrete slabs and picnic tables back in line so people get the shade that they want when they're eating, but also for special events like the Makers Market to give you a little bit of extra footprint in case you can get an extra artist that you want to bring in.
Yeah, I actually think we're going to be able to fit 5 more booths in there now.
Very
Really,
nice.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then for these events, like with the Makers Market, July 4th with this artisan fair, these are big fundraisers for TVAA. So coming out and supporting these local artists that have their wares for sale. But it goes back to TVAA, to what you do year round. But it's a big fundraiser.
Yes, all of the funds that we raise in our fundraisers, they either go to art supplies for local classrooms or they go to scholarships for high school students going on in the arts.
That's exciting. How many, is there a goal for how many scholarships you guys like to feature every year, or?
We usually do at least 3, and the more, if we have a bump year where we've raised a lot of money, we give out more.
That's
Love
awesome.
that.
Always continuing. It's this awesome cycle of inspiring youth with the art supplies that you're able to help provide when they're in school, and then as they move towards graduation, then even being able to benefit from these awesome scholarships. So it's great. I mean, you have such longevity in the community. Speaking of which, you guys are approaching your 80th anniversary, right?
Yes, yeah, TVA was formed in 1945, just after World War II.
How did that come to be?
It was just a group of artists and people who had come back from the war, and they had new skills and new passions, and they wanted to, forget what they had been through and find something to do to, alleviate that. And they came up with this group, and they called it Tehachapi Valley Arts Association. And then in 1979, they decided to open a storefront and made the store called Gallery and Gifts.
It's the longest lasting business downtown Tehachapi.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
So 45 plus years, Gallery and Gifts has been open,
Yes, since 1979.
highlighting our local artists. It's amazing. And so how does that work? Because all the artists don't they kind of belly up to the register and serve some time there so it's kind of like a co-op or something
Yes,
where everyone's
it's an artist
working
co-op.
together?
Every artist in our group has to work days. We all split the rent. We take turns working to keep the store open, and then we pay a little commission on our sales.
So once a month they have a board meeting where the whole organization meets, and it's amazing. Since I've joined, every single month there's at least 2 to 3 artists who are applying to join every single month because it's so successful and so welcoming, and it's fantastic to see the wide range of artists who are applying.
Do you have a cap on how many artists you're able to feature, or is it always growing?
It's ever changing. You have people who move out of state or whatever, and they leave, and then somebody new comes in. We don't have booths in our store, so it's easy for us to shuffle things around a little bit. And we're always welcoming one more artist in.
But you'd never know it when you go in. It's so well displayed. I mean, obviously, the artist, the creativity to lay it out that way.
That is absolutely 100% Kathy Radcliffe, our store coordinator.
You go in and you just kind of flow through the store, and you wouldn't think that it's all segmented, that, it's not, this is so-and-so's featured art. It just flows, and you kind of walk your way through, you're back into the gallery, and then you come back down. It's, it's just a beautiful store, but it's easy to go through and not feel like it's segmented, like I've hit this booth, now I've got to go to another booth. So there's no booths.
Oh, perfect, because that's exactly what we're going for.
You guys hit it
Yes.
right out of the park. And what a great location, corner of Green and Tehachapi Boulevard. It's just prime. You're right in the middle of everything that's walking. So people can come, walk, and just take it in as a part of their stroll downtown, which they might even take in a mural or two. I don't know. And you guys have played a role in that. And Jeanette is the Energizer Bunny that's really put together with Make Art Tehachapi in resurrecting and restoring our murals. But TVAA has played a role
Absolutely.
for you.
Absolutely. So we lost the mural over here, the 1915 Green Street Dance. And as it came down, we gathered those panels so we could one day reproduce it, but we needed to have a nonprofit take us in so we could get insurance, so we can get permits, so we can get everything done correctly and go through the planning commission. And it was fantastic because I walked into Gale and said, Gale, is this something you would consider? She said, let me take it to the board. And that was the following week. And so I got there and I gave my presentation to the board. And within 5 minutes, the board came back and said, welcome to the team. And everyone has been tremendously welcoming and helpful. And I think very proud of what we've achieved. But we couldn't have done it without them, 100%.
So, Gail, what does that mean for you, the board? It was an easy thing for you guys to digest.
Immediately unanimous, yes.
What do the murals
wanted to be part of this.
What do the murals mean to downtown? What do the murals mean to the artists here in the community?
Well, we are all about art. So the more art that we have in our community it just beautifies our whole space.
It really highlights, but it sends people around. The energy towards the art community, I think it's appreciated. And then when they come into TVAA and get to see all the varied collection of art that's available, it's just continues to be that eye opener of, wow, what Tehachapi and the artists of Tehachapi, bring to the table.
Yeah, we've always been supportive of the mural project, and we honestly, we didn't realize the state that the murals were in before Jeanette brought it to our attention. And we just didn't have the energy and the manpower. Jeanette stepped in and just got us all riled up and ready to go, and we were glad to be part of it, and we thank Jeanette deeply for saving our murals.
Well, it's a good partnership because they provided the support and they provided the cheerleading support as well. Like, get it, girl, let's do it. and it was just fantastic because anything I needed, it was provided.
Well, I think too the murals are such a great billboard for our town of, people see Tehachapi as train town, aerospace, mountains, but it's such a thriving art community too that I don't know that people who aren't directly involved in the arts in some way, shape, or form maybe don't recognize that right off the bat. But I think that the murals help draw the attention to that and help drive them into other places like Gallery and Gifts or the Art Center, or learning more about our other various art opportunities throughout the valley. Tons of artists out in Bear Valley as well. It's all over the place. People just needed to know where to look for it, I think.
That's right. And I think when people get excited about something, it grows more excitement, which grows more excitement. And it's just kind of this rolling ball of energy that everyone's really happy. And we're getting ready to do 2 more murals for the utility boxes. So we're going to do 1 utility box, and the city of Tehachapi is sponsoring that. Thank you. But 1 utility box will be 4 children. Each child gets a side of the utility box. And then 1 utility box will be in front of the train depot, or Friends of the Train Depot, and that will be done by a professional artist. So that gets a stipend for the artist who chooses to do that. But, when we start getting more murals, we get more people interested in doing more public art or contributing towards art education. People who needed art when they were kids, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't do art as an adult, but they still value and appreciate what art meant to them. And I think that's what Chalk on the Walk does as well, is that, a lot of artists are very introverted, and especially when they're young. So when they get to see all of these kids have fun and get encouraged by the locals who walk by, it encourages them as well. So it just kind of sustains itself with energy and moving forward.
Been very well received, it seems.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just busy. We usually have right about 100 contestants every year.
Awesome.
Are you capped out at 100, or do you have room for more?
We will take everybody. I always order extra. I don't want anybody left out of the fun.
Awesome.
And then, so how can people register? How can, whether you're registering your child or you want to register yourself, or as a family, maybe you want multiple spaces, enough for everybody. How do they do that?
They can either go into the store, they can go to our website, they can message me through Facebook.
And at Farmers Market, the next 3 Farmers Market,
Yes.
Make Art Tehachapi will have applications for those who are interested as well, and also applications for sponsorship. So if you would like to sponsor a child, or an organization would like to sponsor the event, you can pick up applications at Gallery and Gifts or at Make Art Tehachapi's tent during Farmers Market.
Can we give you some chalk to give away at the farmers market?
Killing me, of course.
It's not of the quality that you'll get at the event, but at least if the kids want to practice.
Oh, absolutely.
We kicked off Valley Park the first day of summer, and we did a little sidewalk chalk day and tried to help promote your event, but we've got a lot. So I think that might be,
Yes, please. That'd be
give them to
fantastic.
sign up. Here's some practice chalk.
So you'll find my tent. Just follow the bubbles, because I'll have a bubble maker going. Follow the bubbles during Farmers Market and you'll find us. But it's the Make Art Tehachapi tent. We'll be right next to the police department. And we'll have chalk now, and we'll have bubbles, and we'll have coloring books. People of the Nua Mountain, again, the city of Tehachapi sponsored that for kids to pick up for free. Applications for Chalk on the Walk, applications for the utility boxes, and of course, art supplies for the kids just to draw on while they're there.
Yeah, and we're happy to be one of the sponsors this year. We sponsored last year, happy to do it again this year, just excited that we're able to participate in some way. So thank you for doing that for the community and making that available. We're happy to partner and like I said, step up and be a community sponsor. So what you guys do means a lot to the city, and it just adds to everything downtown. The businesses thrive. It's one of the drivers for people to come downtown. So it's not just I guess, what do they say? The rising tides raise all boats. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it is. Whether it's the arts, it's the antiques, it's our eateries. One is helping the other. When you come downtown and it's walkable, you get to see, like we were talking with House of Wax today, the new record store that's on Tehachapi Boulevard, and talking to Matt, the owner. It's that experience that he saw starting in Village Co. as a small little, he said it was like a 10 by 20 space that they started there to where now they had to grow. But they just see the walkability, people coming, and going, and their purpose of their customer may have been something completely different, but they walked by and caught, something in there caught the eye. So you play a huge role in that, driving people downtown. So it's a big economy driver.
Well, everybody supports everybody else, and we definitely appreciate your support.
Yeah. Do you want to brag on some other sponsors that have stepped up? And I know I'm throwing you kind of putting the spotlight on, but let's brag on some of the other sponsors that have stepped up to help maybe over the history of TVAA and Chalk on the Walk. But, there's some I know that are stepping up to make this successful.
Well, I have to shout out Carlos's Donuts because he's the sweetest man ever, and he's always supporting the community. He always donates lots of donuts for the kids coming because some start pretty early in the morning for Chalk on the Walk. So that the Hitching Post Theater, Home Depot is always a big supporter. Sail Through Car Wash. I mean, anyone that is in this town, we're pretty much giving them an application and asking them will they be willing to sponsor us so we can get all those art supplies first.
Yes.
And there's other sponsors. You still have sponsorship availability. So if there's someone listening to business or a private person, a family that says we want to help sponsor, because like I said, all the money goes right back into art supplies for our kids.
Yes. TerraGen is a huge sponsor. Save Mart has donated a bunch of gift certificates for prizes and things.
Waste management.
Waste Management is our biggest sponsor.
Yeah.
The Pauer family was very kind and donated to us too. Conan's Bakery has donated. Tehachapi Candle Company, Mark Mayo Woodworking. Oh my gosh, there's just so many, and it's just so appreciated. I'm a little stuck for coming up with names off the top of my thoughts, but this is the biggest and best year yet, and we're just so thankful. And anybody else who would like to sponsor, get a hold of me. The more money that we raise, the more art supplies we can get to the classrooms.
Fantastic.
The deadline for that is July 25th.
Yes.
Now,
right.
have you got any feedback from any of the teachers?
Oh, the feedback is so fun. They get the kids together, they do their art projects, they send us pictures, they send us cards that the kids made, and it's amazing. Yeah, the teachers are so grateful, so thankful, and this is why we have to keep doing this.
What are the age groups that are impacted by receiving these art supplies?
All grade levels.
Okay, so K through...
From kindergarten all the way up to high school.
Okay.
Yeah, and the high school art program has grown so big the last few years. We give a lot of stuff to the high school, and the art that they come up with it's stunning.
I mean, we've seen some of that firsthand, Key, with Seda and Cora, right?
Right.
Yes.
In their comic book. So cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, the talent that comes out of the kids these days is so impressive, and it's great that TVAA and other organizations are here to help support that and nurture it, really, help it grow.
You've got live art next door with at the BK Theater with
Yes.
TCTA. You've got the musicians, the music scene here in Tehachapi has grown tremendously. Whether it's the wineries, the breweries, a few other venues that highlight music, but just the artist community. I don't know if maybe it's always been here, but it's now the light's really being focused. And I'm seeing a lot more of that creative side of
And
Tehachapi.
it is growing. Yeah, it's definitely growing. We get, like Jeanette said, we get 3 or 4 people every month that come in and apply.
It's
Now,
awesome.
The photo contest, I'm intrigued by that because I've snapped a few photos. I'm not a photographer, but I have a camera.
It piqued my interest too.
Yeah, I was.
Let's see, Q. We can go head to head and see.
All right. Okay, I got my eye on you.
But to make it a true contest, it has to be the same subject matter. Who did it better?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm taking the dare.
All right.
But let's talk about the photo contest. I know that's a big deal. I've seen it. I know a few photographers that have entered photographs over the years. That's another art medium because to look through a lens and to capture a moment, it takes a special eye, and there's a creative side to that.
It does, and that's the most fun part about the photo contest is just seeing what angle somebody, or what they even see that looks like, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to take that picture. It's really cool. There is a huge process there. People think, oh, you're just looking through a camera snap. No, it's way more than that.
Well, it's even interesting too. I got the chance I don't know if it was early this year or late last year, but the last photo contest that you guys did, I got to go into the gallery and see some of the other TVAA artists putting up the gallery, the contest pieces, and they even had a whole method to which ones they decided to put where, obviously by category, but what photos inside that category looked well with one another. So it's a whole artistic creative process from start to finish. Definitely worth checking out. It was really cool.
So with the judging, let's talk about, because we know someone who's going to be on the judging panel. Can we announce that?
For the Chalk on the Walk.
For the Chalk on the Walk.
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Mayor Joan Pogencourt is one of your featured judges. I know Joan's going to be excited about it because she loves anything that involves, especially kids. I mean, there'll be adults there too, but she's so passionate. I guarantee she's going to cry.
Yep.
I guarantee she's going to cry at some point during the day. She's going to be moved by these things. And it's so sincere when she's looking and talking about something. But with your judging panel, can you share who else is going to be on the panel? Or is that not fair? Is it not?
We
I
don't
don't
want them
think
to
it's
be
been
targeted.
100% nailed down yet. I know Jeanette and the mayor will be doing it. We have a couple of our other members, but we're also working on getting a couple members maybe from the current
The Art Council of Kern.
Yeah.
I've reached out to them.
It's nice that they are really stepping up and recognizing Tehachapi, which they've been tied down in the basin for many years, and you've kind of awakened them that up here on the mountain, there is an artist community that is ready for their attention.
Well, you know what's great about this artist community is we're all willing to work together. You know, we were all so different, from studio artists to traditional artists, folk art traditions, fine art, music, like you said, that when the Arts Council of Kern came up, we had representatives of every venue in our community.
Yes.
From the BK Theater to Bear Valley Associations of Artists to TVAA, Tehachapi Arts Commission, Tehachapi Arts Foundation, Make Art Tehachapi. And we really showed them we work together as a community to promote art and help each other out.
I'm excited about what the summer has to bring, but you guys,
Oh, yeah.
it's year round, everything that TVAA does, but the summer is kind of like when we really put the spotlight in.
Yeah. August is our crazy month.
Absolutely. So it's August 9th. Is there a start time or just whenever people get out there?
7:30 in the morning for Chalk on the Walk.
Good deal. And can people sign up the day of?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
And when does it end?
The drawings have to be finished by 1 o'clock.
Okay.
The judging starts at 1:30.
We gather at 1, we start.
Yeah, and then the award ceremony's at 3.
And then how do you decide where the sidewalk assignments are? Do they get to pick themselves, or do you assign, blocks?
We tried in the past to assign, I believe, squares to people, and it just became work that didn't need to be done. So they used to, in fact, even go out and draw the squares on the sidewalk for you to draw in, but the sidewalks already have squares.
Right.
So, you can pretty much pick wherever you want to set up, get there early. You can find a shady spot and not be in the sun all day.
Do we see people camp out, kind of get there early, stake their spot early in the morning?
Absolutely. I have been a teacher over at, an art teacher over at the village Tehachapi, and I had my drawing students come out one year. They got there right at 7. They had their pop-up, their snacks, their waters, everything ready to go, and we're there up until 1 working. So, yeah, some people camp out and make it an all-day thing. Some people come out, maybe they have younger kids and they just want to draw a little bit and then leave, not make it too much of a commitment. And that's what's great about it. You can make it, you want to draw a masterpiece, you want to spend all day there, you can do that. You want to draw a stick figure cat or something and then peace out, that's cool too. Like, it's completely accessible.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. What do you, Gail, are you going to be drawing? Are you going to be down for...
I don't have the knees for it anymore. I would love to, though.
Did you used to?
I did one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see bringing my grandson out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about it. It's like I got to talk to him.
You love it.
Yeah.
I always bring my kids out. I have 2 boys and they love it.
I think he'd have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think, would have a good time. But that's what's fun about this event is you don't have to necessarily be drawing either. It's just as fun to go and check out everybody's
Right.
art.
It's also fun to play with the medium itself, like you see some people drawing with chalk, how you would traditionally see a chalk drawing. Some people are mixing it as a paste and using it to paint, and all these different processes that you can, it's really the creativity, even not only in the drawing, but in the medium itself and how people interpret this medium and how they decide to use it, which is also really fun to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And all sorts of skill levels and talent abilities and styles, everything will be on display there. So looking forward to it coming up very quickly. My goodness, summer is flying by. And Chalk on the Walk will be here before we know it.
Yeah, Jessica Garner from our team, her boys, Ben and Norman, did it last year and loved it.
Yeah.
They thought it was fantastic. So I think they'll be back out again this year.
One of the greatest things, just seeing the joy on the kids' faces. I mean, it's just pure joy.
Yeah.
Good
Exciting.
stuff. Chalk on the Walk, August 9th, kicking off at 7:30, bright and early in the morning. GalleryandGifts.com for more information on that.
Yes.
Awesome. And as Jeanette said, check out the farmers market too, the next several markets, to learn more about what all is going on with TVAA, Make Art Tehachapi, and all of our arts groups here locally. Thank you guys for joining us and telling us all about Chalk on the Walk today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Instagram and Facebook also for TVAA?
Yes.
Okay,
It's at Gallery and Gifts.
At Gallery and Gifts. Okay, perfect.
Good stuff. And if anybody's listening and you have a question or comment about anything you heard today, you can email us media@tehachapicityhall.com. But otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in. Key, thanks for joining. Bailey, thanks for listening. And we hope to catch everybody back here next time on Tehachapi.
You've been listening to Tehachapi. If you have a question, a thought, or a suggestion, email media@tehachapicityhall.com. We'll catch you again soon, right here on Tehachapi.